Good morning everybody and welcome to this week's edition of the RDA Central West Business Leaders Breakfast, and I'm really excited to be down in Cowra this morning with the one and only Jordan Kaur, President of the Cowra Business Chamber. Jordan, welcome to breakfast.
Oh, thank you very much, Sam. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Now, great to be back in your neck of the woods. You're an energetic, charismatic and hardworking member of the local community here. But for those, there's a pump up to start.
Yeah, thanks.
But for those that don't know you, can you tell us, I guess, about your connection to Cowra and the Central West? And I guess then a little bit about how you got involved with the local business chamber.
Yeah, for sure. So born and raised in Cowra. My whole family lives and works in Cowra, have for many generations. I got involved in the business chamber out of pure luck, I suppose. My old boss was the president of the chamber, and I sort of planted the seed to think about it. But after that, a change of position and stuff like that, I was actually would you say pushed into the position when I was shopping for cheese and milk and bread at Woolies. So it was, I met up with Kim Jones, the publicity officer for the chamber and current publicity officer, and she said, "Hey, while you're buying that cheese, what do you think of business?" And that is how I got pushed into the role.
And how many years have you been involved?
Be 3.5 years now.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the biggest learning you've had in your role, in your involvement with the chamber?
A lot of learnings. I suppose the biggest one was just around, arranging this space that we're in here today. This is the Cowra Business Hub. It's a co-working facility. It's a space for people to collaborate and also involve different businesses from around the area to bring them into Cowra. Being that it was the first of its kind in the area, run by a business chamber and not for a profitable organisation, we didn't have the the know-how to make it work exactly how it should. But in, I suppose, researching many sleepless nights, having a chat with different partners in different parts of Australia to get their best, their best practice, we were able to get here. But it was quite an experience.
Yeah, it's a cracker of a resource that's right here for Cowra and the broader region. We'll be sure to put the link up to the hub after this morning's chat for anyone that wants to learn more about the hub and what services it provides. You've probably got a unique perspective on how the business community is tracking in Cowra and the broader region, I guess, being the president of the business chamber, but also with your role at the local NAB branch. Can you tell us, how is the local economy tracking and how has it rebounded through and now that we're working our way out of COVID?
Very, very good big question. I appreciate it.
Loaded question.
Look, not going to lie, COVID was very, very difficult for a lot of our local businesses, especially the lockdown at the start of the year. Very difficult to I guess, gauge on how much of an impact it had. A lot of our businesses are very, very resourceful. A lot were able to bounce back very quickly, which is great, especially with the assistance of the JobKeeper grant that did keep a lot of our local businesses afloat and also thriving. Noticed quite a lot of the cafes, the restaurants, the smaller retail outlets have came out of this in a very, very good way. Having a chat with local businesses in the main CBD, but also around the area, it's been great to see some fantastic stories come out of it.
Yeah, absolutely, and I've seen some really big numbers, I believe, local tourism operators over recent weeks and months. Can you tell us about that and what does that mean for the local community here?
Yeah, for sure. It is a flow-on effect. I suppose one of the best figures to pull out would be around the increasing numbers throughout the Japanese garden. We did have 4,500 people come through on the long weekend, which was fantastic numbers. And with those that many people coming through the gardens, it on-flows to the rest of the town, the community on the weekend. So it was, it was really great to see.
Yeah, absolutely. I guess one of the things that's been a common thread through the Business Breakfast series this year has been the way that communities have had to adapt, and I guess businesses have had to adapt. As a business chamber and coordinating a lot of the events that you do, how have you had to change how you operate this year?
completely flipped them on their head. There was no possibility, and it's still quite difficult to run a business breakfast or a business lunch or a business after five sort of situation. And we're taking precautions and steps to release these back to the public in a safe way. So we have been very, I suppose, cautious, as we might say, in not releasing those straight away. But what we have done instead, and what we've invested a lot of money in, is our cowrabusinesschamber.com.au/COVID-19 webpage. We've got all different resources for our businesses to jump on. It also includes a fantastic training module which has about 50 different subjects to learn in order to learn how to put your business on Google, learn how to use Facebook advertising, learn how to sort of adapt and market your business in new ways. And it's been taken up quite well, and we've got to thank the council, Cowra Council, for their contribution in getting that off the ground as well.
We'll put the link up to the Cowra Chamber website and those training modules, because you're absolutely right. That's been a real common theme across our region, is the need for businesses to adapt, have strong online presence. And I think that's something that you personally, and I know through the Chamber, have really pushed over the last couple of years. What have you learnt through this 12 months about that importance of that digital literacy for business and having a strong online presence?
I think the new technology that comes with COVID. I can guarantee that a lot of people, and I'm not being rude or anything like that, but a lot of people over the age of 55 wouldn't have used a QR code before, or thought about it or wanted to use it. And now it's a part of everyday life. If you're going to a cafe, a restaurant, pub or club, you're using a QR code. And I think the businesses that have taken on these new technologies like QR codes, like Facebook for Business, like Google My Business, anything like that, are the ones that are now on top. They're the ones that are adapting. But in saying that, not just technology, we've seen a lot of our businesses adapt from just an in-house restaurant or takeaway food store to now doing deliveries and different things like that. So they've adapted, remarkably well.
Yeah, I think it's going to be one of the legacies from this period, is some of those good practices will kind of become embedded and will hold their businesses in good stead going forward. Now we're going to change pace and hit Jordan with the Fast Five. It's where we get to learn a little bit more. Jordan, best local event or festival in Cowra or surrounds? Loaded question.
Yeah.
They also classify that one as a Dorothy Dixer, because there's a few good Cowra events that I'm sure you could plug.
100%, and I know that I'll offend somebody if I don't mention one of them. Obviously, the Cowra Christmas Street Festival is a fantastic event that we hold each year. This year we're doing a little bit different, but always a great event to come to Cowra. We usually attract about 5,000 during Christmas. So it's usually the week or two before Christmas we hold a one-day event. Yep. This year it's spread over a couple of weeks and multiple smaller events. But besides that, the Festival of International Understanding, hosted by the Cowra Council, magnificent. Definitely recommend. Okay,
and 3 dream dinner guests.
Oh, Sam, I haven't thought about this, mate, at all. I would have to say,
we'll come back to that one.
We'll come back to that one.
Hidden gem of Cowra or the Central West. So this could be a people, a person, a place, a venue. So when you've got visitors coming in, it's something that they might not necessarily know was in Cowra or surround, but you think, you'll take them to that.
Definitely go to that. I suppose one of the things, I have a lot of my people leaders from NAB and a lot of my friends that come into town. I usually take them out for lunch at the Cowra Japanese Gardens, the cafe. Visit the gardens. That's probably my real quick one there. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll put the link up to the gardens. We know it's a major tourism attraction for Cowra in this region. Hidden talent or hobby?
Hidden talent or hobby would be, I'd probably say something along the lines of web design and building software. Love building software. A lot of what you see here today in the hub was made from scratch, along the lines of booking tools, request tools, all that sort of stuff. So I love IT. Yeah.
Man of many talents. Who would you like to see you play in a movie of your life?
I was actually asked this before. I was trying to think of the bloke from The Hangover. What's the,
Zach.
Zach, yeah, with the real
Galifianakis.
terrible
Yeah.
hair, and
Very
that's me, mate. That is me.
I'll
Yeah.
pay that. So we'll come back to Dream Dinner guests.
Mm-hmm.
Any progress? I would have to have someone from a sporting background, maybe someone from a public office politics background,
Yeah.
and someone light, maybe like a Zach Galifianakis, someone to kind of keep it moving.
For sure. Yeah, I think I'm around the same lines. I'd probably go somebody like Jacinta Ardern. I'd probably go our CEO with NAB, Ross McEwen.
What, you want a promotion?
I want a promotion as well, and that's why we're doing this video today. No, he's just extremely fantastically resourceful and a great leader. So somebody I'd like to talk to.
Yeah, nice. So we've touched on your role, I guess, managing the local NAB branch here and being the president of the chamber. It's been a tough year for managers and local leaders because of all the uncertainty. But I guess, what have you learnt about yourself as a manager and your leadership style this year, or something that you probably thought, I'm glad I've worked on that part of being a leader because it's held me in good stead now?
I think just being calm and understanding and really, I suppose the things that I put in practice before have sort of came more to light during this period. We've had staff that have had to have a COVID test, not necessarily because they were at any risk of it, but because they came in contact with somebody, and due to that they'd had to stay at home, and they hated it. They said, I just want to come back to work. And it was sort of, I guess, managing that risk to say, look, I understand, but you're going to have to wait. And in the other situation, we've got quite a few people in our area that had never used Zoom before. So Zoom, the basics of Zoom and all that sort of stuff, that was fun, but change management, change leadership, making sure they've got the right tools, right resources, and the will to do it was one of a few of the things that I pulled out of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, the chamber here in Cowra, it's very active. You've got a great membership, but I actually believe you were recognised with a state award recently. Can you tell us about that and what it means for the chamber and the local business community here in Cowra?
Yeah, so we took out the New South Wales Chamber of the Year in the 2019 State Business Awards. It was fantastic just to, I suppose, I call it a win for Cowra, and the reason why I call it a win for Cowra is because we had multiple businesses represented at regional level. One of them went through with us to the state level, but it's the more times we get Cowra on the map, and the more times that we say, Cowra Business Chamber, Cowra Businesses, Regional New South Wales, on that higher platform, that is what we're after. And if we can mention that a few more times, that's always a winner. So very, very happy with that award.
Yeah, absolutely. I guess it's that recognition for the region, that independent kind of validation of the work of the local businesses here. There was actually feedback from our business forum last week that one of the local case studies said getting that recognition is really helpful for growing your business and using that as a platform. Yep. Now, we've touched on another major event or component of the local Cowra community. It's Christmas Festival. Now, can you tell us a little bit about the history of the event and how you've had to change the event this year?
Yeah, so I guess the Christmas Street Festival is something that there's occurred for, and I suppose I wasn't there for the original, beginning first 2 years, but it has been running for the last 5 years. Started with about 1,000, 2,000 people coming along to the street festival. It's now up to around about the 5,000, 5,500 people last year, which is great. Pretty much, the chamber is responsible for providing 120 tents on the night, marquees to host businesses that wish to represent themselves that may not be on the main street, but they could be in outlying areas, and also people from out of town to come in and enjoy the festival and sell their goods. It's a great night where we open all of our shops a little bit later on in the evening, and it gives everyone an opportunity to shop at a time that's more convenient to them. It also allows them time to be in the Cowra Christmas Cracker, which was to give away a lot of money and a lot of prizes on that one night, but it's a sort of an effort of a couple of weeks shopping locally. So that's how it's occurred for the last couple of years. This year it is a little bit different. This year we are still having a cash giveaway, and it's actually more money this year. We're giving away in total $20,000. It's made up of just over $7,000 each week in prizes. They range from $1,000 to $500 to $250. And all our public have to do is actually shop at the stores that are on our website, spend more than $20 and register to go in the draw, and they'll be announced weekly on a Friday and a Monday on the last week. So,
well, that's great. So they'll get announced later today, which is fantastic. But one of the things that I think is good, it's about local business being supported by the local community, and it's probably a nice, and you get the win-win of potentially getting a great prize, but it's a nice segue into the Cowra cash cards, which I know is something you're quite passionate about. The Chamber's been pushing quite hard. We're coming into Christmas, and it's probably a nice plug opportunity to tell everyone about those Why Leave Town or the cash cards and what they are and why they're important.
Yeah, fantastic. So the Cowra cash cards are just like a gift card. You load them up at a participating retailer that we've got on our website. You can give them to friends, family members, whatever it might be. They can then spend that money in a local store. The benefit and the beauty of it is that it can't be spent out of town. So whatever money you load onto the card and whatever money you have to give to a family member or a friend will stay locally. So far, we've got $206,000 loaded onto this program since its inception, and this Christmas is set to be the biggest in history.
I think you've got over about 60 local businesses involved in the program. Is that right?
Correct. Yeah, 55 roughly businesses in the program. And the beauty of it is that our local members, our businesses, are using these cards as bonuses and gifts to their team, which is seeing, this month I think we've loaded up about 250 cards to give to local community members. So it's great to see.
Yeah, great for that local circular economy, I guess, reinvesting that money back in the local economy, which is great. And we've talked about, I guess, your different leadership roles within the Cowra community and beyond. I guess how during that time, I'm sure you've been passed on some great advice from some previous mentors. What's one that stayed with you and really supported you through that journey you're on as a regional leader? Yeah,
very, very good question. I suppose one of the best bits of advice is stay true to yourself and always lead in the way that you would wish to be led yourself. So I suppose that's probably the most powerful thing I've ever had given to me. Would be to lead how you would want to be led yourself.
Yeah, simple but good advice. Now another one I just wanted to throw up was you're the president of the Chamber, so you've probably seen a lot of fantastic local businesses around Cowra that have started and flourished. But what's a business idea you've seen developed in Cowra that you wish, I wish I'd come up with that one, or I'd invested in that one nice and early?
Yeah, great question. I'd probably say the guys at K-Line Industries. They've recently sold their business to a much larger firm, and it's kicking goals. It's doing fantastic. Same with Cowra Machinery Centre. The same with I suppose Clean Coat Industries is another business that is flying. And also the abattoirs. You can't beat the abattoirs. The marketing around their Cowra lamb, their Shivden pork, everything like that is stellar. I wish, I was investing in that, that's for sure. Yeah.
No, absolutely. You've got some fantastic local produce here in this region, and they've really branded and leveraged that going forward, which has been fantastic. Now, there's been a big increase, I believe, in visitation to Cowra and our region in the Central West. There's a lot of people looking at our region for the first time to potentially move or invest. But if you had a 30-second opportunity to pitch to those people in Sydney, what would be your key messages for them about why it's such a great place to live, work and invest?
Yeah, I suppose I spoke about this before around the best place to live. I'm a 3-minute drive to work. I'm a 2-minute walk down to the river, water sports. I'm a 5-minute walk to local cafes, restaurants. there couldn't have been a better place to live. You're earning good money, and you're able to spend it and support the community locally. I think it's a great place to live, great place to visit, because you've got so many activities. You've got the Wangler Dam, you've got the Japanese Gardens, you've got one of the best wine regions in Australia, right here located in Orange and Mudgee and in the Central West. And to work, as I said, there's a lot of opportunities out here in the Central West, and yeah, that would be my thoughts on that.
Well, there you go. Heard it there, 30 seconds, nice plug. No better time to move in, decentralise your business or your family into our region, because the Central West has a lot going for it.
Absolutely.
Now, there's been a challenging 12 months that we've been navigating or thereabouts with the drought and the bushfires and now COVID, and we seem like we're coming out the other side of the drought somewhat, which is fantastic, especially for this region. But what's your forecast, I guess, for Cowra and the region over the next 12 to 18 months?
I think it's going to be fantastic. We've got a lot of projects on the go. We're very fortunate to have the Wangler Dam raising project starting very soon. That's going to bring a lot of people into the town, and a lot of people are benefiting from the work that's being done out in that area. We've also got some great projects starting in town locally with the new RFS Command Centre, and also a lot of big business starting to expand in town. So I think all that combined with a fantastic market, home market at the moment. Houses are selling quicker than lightning. We're running out of land. Obviously, that's an opportunity for developers to start looking at larger parcels to split. But if all of that falls into line, we are set to have an absolute cracker. Very exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. The major projects like Wangler Dam, I think it's a $650 million investment. Yeah. Big project, great for local
hospital
business.
As well.
And the hospital, Cowra Hospital, which I know last time I was in Cowra, we spoke about with the state MP, Steph Cook here. But look, thanks, Jordan, for your time. It's been fantastic, I guess, to learn more about you, your role with the Chamber and the local NAB, and being a regional leader in this part of our patch. But what's the easiest way that our viewers and listeners that might be tuning in on the podcast can engage with you to learn more about the Chamber and the different services and offerings that you guys have?
Easiest way is to touch base at cowrabusinesschamber.com.au. We've got a contact us form at the bottom, but you can find a lot of information on our website in regards to our participating members, Christmas promotion and COVID-19 tools, or reach out directly on LinkedIn for myself. Happy to have a chat.
Good on you, Jordan. We'll be sure to put those handles up for you on LinkedIn after this morning's chat. But really appreciate your time. It's great to be able to catch up with another local leader like yourself this week for the Business Breakfast. But for our regular viewers and listeners, make sure you tune in same time next week when I sit down with the state member for Barwon, Roy Butler. But until then, have a great day, a great weekend, and we'll see you then. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jordan. Cheers, mate.